This is kind of my foolproof method on how I've made friends every single time. Hey guys, my name is Grace. If you're new here, if you're not, welcome back. I know today's video is a little bit out of the normal. It's something different, but it's something I've been wanting to do for a really long time and I'm very excited about. There's a lot of reasons I've wanted to make this video, but one definitely being that it's kind of something that nobody talks about, but it's all something that we go through and it's definitely not easy. And I've switched schools many times and I feel like this is kind of my foolproof method on how I've made friends every single time. So without further ado, here's the video. Between switching schools and moving across the country by myself, not knowing anybody, I would say I'm a pretty good candidate to talk about this. I've also had my fair share of friendship breakups as well as bullies throughout the year. Some of my bullies even being my friends, which is why I'm going to try to teach you the method to make actual, real, genuine friends. My first and main tip, and kind of the overarching theme of everything, is to go to the places where the people you want to be friends with are going. Whenever I was really in my party phase, I was going to a lot of parties. I was making so many friends there because obviously if you want to party, you're gonna find your party people at parties. But now I'm more in like my health and wellness and I want people who are gonna be reaching goals with me and helping me push. So I find a lot of friends in workout classes. Or if you go to the gym at the same time every day, it just helps you see the same people and you can go and talk to these people. So I really encourage you to kind of just take a minute and kind of journal and like figure out where your life is heading. And obviously you want friends in the same phases of life as you, that way you have something to connect on, and then to figure out places that those kinds of people are being and then put yourself in those places. I know if you're an introvert that can be kind of hard, but you're not going to find friends just sitting at home. And so I really push you to do that. Now, these are the top 4 places that I have made friends in high school and now in college. Number 1 is school. So in high school, I was taking a lot of college classes. So I was having the same people in a lot of my classes. And so it made it easy to be like, hey, I think I've seen you in all my classes. Like, my name's Grace. What's your name? And, you know, it kind of just gets the ball rolling. And if that's not the case for you, then somebody you're sitting next to, introduce yourselves. I really recommend like switching phone numbers, Snapchat if you guys are using it. That way you also have somebody to communicate with if you need help in the class. That's more of just like a school tip. But yeah, just talk to the people in your class. You guys already have a forced shared thing in common by being in this class together. Talk about it and then it will tumble into a million other things. You'll really learn about each other and a friendship can bloom. And if it doesn't, it's good to have acquaintances in the spaces that you are frequenting. If you are in college, it's just so heavy on networking and sometimes it's hard to differentiate networking versus making friends. And I think that the two can be interchangeable. You can definitely do both with the same person. But when you're talking to them, maybe start off kind of how networking is with like, what do you want to do? What are your goals? Whatever. And you guys can transition into personality, like who you are and things like that. Follow each other on social media, you know, keep up, message them. I will reply to people's stories all the time that I have seen in class and a friendship happens, or it's just somebody else you can talk to. It'll make going to class a little bit more fun also. Number 2 is work. My first job was at an ice cream parlor and we had a lot of people my age working there. So I very much recommend working somewhere with a lot of people your age because I remember this one time I had made friends with several of them. And one in particular, we were very good friends. We would go to parties all the time together. We went to this party one time and while we were there, we saw 5 other girls that we work with at this party. And it was so like, you're here? Like, what? Like, I didn't know this was like your thing or whatever. And so it's like, oh my gosh, now we have this in common outside of work. It was just fun. Because then after that, when I switched schools, I also got a new job. And so these were people who were like, also my age, maybe a little bit older. It was exactly what I needed. These people, it was at Dick's Sporting Goods. And so these people were much more fitness oriented and stuff, which I think also helped follow me into my next phase of life. Making friends at the jobs that suck are sometimes even better because you guys just have such a shared enemy. Some great friendships can be born out of shared enemies. I understand the need to keep some work relationships professional, but whenever you're in high school and even in college and you're working serving jobs and you're working in retail, you're working at an ice cream parlor, like they don't necessarily have to be work professional with the people your age that are on the same level as you, you know? They're not really your colleagues. These people can be your friends. Number 3 is sports. This really goes if you're athletic. If you're not athletic, you know, if you like band or if you're in art, this is kind of the same thing. It's just joining an extracurricular. Specifically, I would say sports because that's what I did. I joined the soccer team when I switched high schools. I haven't played soccer since kindergarten. And I joined the soccer team because I had met 2 girls in class and they played soccer and they were like, you should do it, you should do it. And so I did, and I sucked at it. Let me tell you, I was not a good soccer player, but I joined it to make friends, and friends that I make. That was how I got my 2 best friends at that school, and I have no regrets. As much as I kind of hated soccer, playing in the cold weather and the rain and everything, I had reached my goal of making friends, and you know, keeps you active. So win-win. I think that this can work with band, again with art, like whatever. Just you're forced to spend so much time with these people that if you're not making friends, then you're like trying not to make friends, because you have to talk to these people and you have to work so well as a team with sports. So you're like forced to be friends basically. And if you're in college and you don't want to join sports or band or anything like that, then use my gym strategy. Go to workout classes, go to the gym at the same time every day. You're going to meet people naturally that way, and you guys can work out together and, you know, build that kind of community. Number 4 is clubs. This is kind of off of extracurriculars, but in high school, I was joining like NHS. We had astronomy club, we had student council, we had whatever. I was in so many clubs, but I think that it's a great way to meet people because again, you're there for a shared interest. If you're in astronomy club, you're there because you like astronomy. You have a shared interest. You have something to talk about off the bat, and then it'll tumbleweed. And then in college, I joined Runway 27. I joined Blush Magazine. I joined Yarn Cafe. I joined like a million things, found something that I truly loved, stuck with it, worked my way up. And I met some of my best friends also in these clubs. Like, try everything. Now, of course, all good things come with time. It will take time to find the right friends. Please, 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 when I tell you that some of my friends have been my biggest bullies, I mean it, okay? Don't just be friends with somebody for the sake of having friends. Make sure your values align and make sure you guys are actually compatible to be friends. Friendship is a relationship. You have to work on it, you have to feed it, you have to nurture it, but at the same time, it shouldn't be sucking the life out of you by putting in so much work. Okay, make sure this friendship is serving you. And with that taking so much time, you need to be okay with alone time. You need to be able to sit with yourself and journal about what you want, your values, and figure out who you are, figure out your hobbies, what you're truly interested in, and that's how you will find somebody with the same interests as you. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. In college, I truly did not have any friends my entire freshman year. I started making a few friends my sophomore year, and it really took until my junior year, this last year, to find my best friends. And now I have the most supportive friends because it took time, and I didn't just be friends with anybody for the sake of having friends. You don't want to be friends with someone who's boring and who is just gonna agree with everything you say. You need to have your own opinions, you need to be your own person, and friends will come. You will find friends whenever you are your own person. Be the friend that you want to have. Be fun, be reliable, be confident, be kind to people, be supportive, be real. And some friendships just won't stick, and that's okay. So if you're really struggling with this right now, I feel you, I get it, it does get better. Keep trying, keep putting yourself out there, and just be the person that you would want to be friends with. A great way to start this is to leave a comment about some things that you're interested in or some tactics that you want to try out. Find some friends in the comments, chat it up, just practice internet safety, please. I love you guys so much, and I hope that you have a great school year and that these tips are able to help somebody out.